Now turn around and put it on him. I gotta be honest. He wanna see how low I can go. His homie's cousin Fred said he met me before I was putting that thing on the floor.
Well, hello. Happy Tuesday. We in the building. Welcome. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Welcome to another special episode of Keepin It Playa. If it's your first time in the Players Circle, we welcome you. Now I mean, if it's your first time, do me a favor and drop the emoji with the sunglasses. Oh, Jake and Papa, my peoples. Very, very talented Jake and Papa. Glad to have y'all here. Y'all make sure y'all go tap in and check out their music. Shorty get low, she get the vibes, get on live and get on the flow. Shout out to everybody on the Instagram as well as the YouTube. You know, as always, we're doing a special live stream, dual live stream. We gotta tap people in all nations and all locations. For those that are new, I am your host, Ceddy P, artist manager, owner of Renaissance Music Records, playlist curator, author, sitcom writer, firefighter. Don't come no writer. This is wrong. This is right. Don't get no writer. Appreciate everybody that has made it through. We got another special edition for you. I'm happy to have y'all here, and we're gonna make sure that we deliver, because that's what it's always about. You got to deliver. You gotta believe. Aloy, what's good? Welcome. Appreciate everybody being here. Shout out to homies saying what's up on YouTube. As always, as I say, gotta love the YouTube family. For real. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jordan saying hello on the YouTube side. Jordan, if you're new, drop the sunglasses with the emoji in the comments. You know what I mean? Lloyd said he's good. I'm glad to hear it. You know what I mean? If you enjoying yourself, like the live. Make sure you like the live. And subscribe if you're on the YouTube page. You can do that from the IG as well. You can watch on YouTube. You can subscribe. But he said Jordan want me to play Smell Like Teen Spirit. What you know about that Nirvana? What you know about that? They might catch me. They might hem me up on the. You know what I mean? They might hem me up. I might play a little snippet. But nonetheless, as I said, my name is Ceddy P, artist manager, all around reasonable guy, because we all flawed, but decent dude, you know what I mean? And I'm here to entertain y'all today. Appreciate the sub, Jordan. Appreciate that for real. I'm gonna try to sneak in a little something on there for you, on the music. Now, we're going to get into tonight's episode. Tonight's episode is appropriately titled, You Think Life Hard? X-Pac got his ass whooped every Monday from 98 to 2001. If you think life is hard, X-Pac got his ass whooped from every Monday, from 98 to 2001. Shout out to the youngins who are too young to remember wrestling in WWE, back then known as WWF, and the Attitude Era, which birthed legends like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, The Undertaker, Kane, and all of them. But and let us not forget the legendary group D-Generation X. And DX had a member, Sean Waltman, better known as X-Pac. If you was a youngin' back then, everybody was, we got 2 words for you, baby. Just acting wild and crazy. But I was chilling last night. I didn't feel like watching live TV, so I clicked on the YouTube, and a video came up. It said the run of Kane and X-Pac. So at one time, Kane, the wrestler, was a tag team partner of X-Pac. It was a weird mesh. It was like a Jekyll and Hyde type of situation. Abbott and Costello, if you will. But what was happening was they didn't trust each other, and Kane was letting X-Pac get his butt kicked every night. Fast forward, before they got together, X-Pac was part of D-Generation X, and DX turned his back on him. Triple H sold him out to the man. But I mean, he was getting his butt kicked by The Undertaker, The Rock, Big Show, Big Boss Man, the Dudleys, Edge, and Chris. Everybody was kicking X-Pac's butt. X-Pac would get two moves off in the ring. He'd get his spin kick, and then he would get his Bronco Buster, which was a freak boy move in later realization. Now that I'm grown, you're acting too freaky, X-Pac. Way too freaky. But outside of that, he was getting his butt kicked. Jordan said he only 10, but he know about Nirvana. That's crazy. Katie, what's good? Katie 6790. Katie, I don't want to assume, using context clues. Is that your birthday? The only reason I'm asking because I know that, I mean, if so, that means your birthday's coming up and we wishing you a happy birthday. We ain't trying to be creepy out here. You know what I mean? I'm just using context clues. But I'm gonna play a little bit of that. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna give you about 10 seconds, Jordan, because they gonna try to hate on me. That used to be that song. All right, that's all I can give you. That's all I can give you, because they go, yeah. You brought it back. You brought it back. Oh man, classics. But continuing on with the story. So my boy X-Pac was getting his butt kicked every show. The Monday show, the Monday Night Raw, Thursday, before SmackDown moved. SmackDown used to be on a Thursday. And then they had a Saturday show. Actually, they didn't have a Saturday show back then. That was early, that was before my time. And then they just brought it back now. They had a Sunday show. And then they had the pay-per-views. And right on cue, X-Pac getting his butt kicked. I forgot the Acolytes. Imagine every day you go to work, you get your butt kicked. You might get off 2 moves. Somebody got to come in and save you from getting your butt kicked every show. So when you thinking about your life and how hard it is, I want you to think of X-Pac. The video I watched, it kept me entertained. It was about an hour video. Imagine watching for a whole hour of somebody getting their butt kicked. Just different clips mashed together. Craziness. I mean, foolishness. Shout out X-Pac, man. And then X-Pac had the audacity to turn his back on somebody after my boy been saving him all this time. The audacity. Kane did get a couple of his. He got a couple of bang bangs off on a couple choke slams. I mean, everybody was kicking X-Pac's butt. China hit him with the low blow. His woman he stole Kane's woman. See, that's why he deserved to get. Don't steal nobody's woman. That's how you get your butt kicked. You deserve to get thrashed. But we move on. Now, how was y'all week? I hope y'all been enjoying yourselves. I hope y'all been living, having productive week. So now June, we are now on the back end of the year. Ain't that a B? We are in the last 6 months, almost. Now it's June though. At the end of this month, we're gonna be on the back end. All right, but you gotta prepare now, because we in the last month of the second quarter, and that time flies. But a lot was going on this past weekend. I don't know if you guys, it was the talk of the town. Everybody was talking about it, but the Roots picnic in Philadelphia. Shout out the legendary Roots crew. All your favorite artists migrated to Philly to perform, headlined by the legend Jay-Z. I was going to say Bow Wow. Bow Wow was there. So Def was there. A lot of dope R&B acts. I saw DJ Miss Milan was there. Shout out Milan. Milan be fly. And she was styled by my girl Robin. Robin Moat. That's the homie. We've been down since Crispin Brown. You know what I mean? But writer, but fashionista and stylist. So shout out to Robin as well. And many people were really, really talking about the Jay-Z set as he leads up to his performance at Yankee Stadium. But, an amazing set list. In addition, providing a freestyle that was the talk of Twitter and social media and as a whole. He responded to a number of people and some comments that have been made about him. Talked about Nicki Minaj, Kanye, Drake, Oskino. Dame Dash. Anybody that basically had something to say, he said what he needed to say. So, that's led to people, wondering whether Drake will respond, wondering whether we will get an album. They was talking about him combing out his locks. How you comb out locks? Do your research. Learn your culture. But that just is a nod to how impactful Jay-Z is as a whole. You know what I mean? When your hairstyle creates controversy and creates conversation. But shout out Hov. They performed, reunited with Rockefeller reunited with Beanie Siegel. Freeway. I seen Chris. Oh, my boy in here. Shout out my boy Hooducation for joining. My good brother. Just discussing some of the back end. Just talking about the Roots Picnic. If y'all had a favorite artist that you saw was there, let me know. As I said, right now we're talking about Jay-Z's set. I think Jay-Z was a big, the artist to see. I know Erykah Badu was there. Badu you. But I said, man, I'll look at these moments like the Roots Picnic and all of that, and if anything, what I would say to people, especially as more performances and festivals come up, make sure you stack your bread. And I know you be like, man, I ain't got nothing to stack. This ain't Jenga. Relax. If you got $2, put them $2 aside, because 2 can lead to 4. 4 can lead to 8. Next thing you know, you got your bread. That's the one thing about adulthood that a lot of people don't recognize and understand. It is hard to do stuff. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. And you got to have the willpower, the interest, and the discipline to get it done. Hooducation said Jasmine and Hov on stage together. That was a moment. That definitely was a moment. He said hip hop ain't dead. No, hip hop, man. In reality, hip hop is alive and kicking. It's just as they say with the R&B. Everybody was on the R&B is dead. The big issue with is always our culture has shifted, and we are in a generation of, you had a lot of interest in people presenting different acts to you, where that's not necessarily the case anymore. That's not the interest of the parties of power. They got about 7 to 10 artists they trying to present to you, and they don't sign these artists. And independent artists and independent music is the wave now. But in order to find and locate that, you have to be a person of discovery, and that's not necessarily everybody's forte. They want it brought to them because that's the generation that we come from. So you got to be out here looking and finding the new music. Education said a generation of capitalism for me. Well, capitalism has been alive and kicking for a long time, but it now more than ever, as he's speaking to, the things that were once organic, or at least seemed organic, are undoubtedly immersed in capitalism now. There's so much money in the things that we grew up loving just for the love of it. Hip hop is no matter what anybody says, it's still the number one genre at this moment, and therefore people are going to dump money into it. And then you think of basketball, the amount of money that basketball players and sports players as a whole make now is like, it changes the dynamics of how things are handled because there's so much money involved. It's an investment now. Somebody's an investment as opposed to just doing it for the love. They thinking about wealth for their family, so they got to act a certain way. And on the business side, you're an investment. They expect you to be able to perform for 10 to 15 to 20 years, depending on how special you are. But anywho, I digress. So in addition to the Roots Picnic, we now have finalized who's going to be in the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals start tomorrow, and we are looking forward to a Knicks Spurs Finals. Who you picking? How many games? Me personally, I got the Spurs in 6. Could go 7. I don't want to get overwhelmed and overthink the situation. I'm looking at the Spurs having a young team, a hungry team, and the tallest player on the floor that can move like a guard, shoot like a guard. Now, the Knicks have been playing great basketball, but I also am from New Jersey. So the thoughts of rooting for them, downright diabolical. The Knicks do have a lot of great players. They have players from Jersey. So, somewhat of interest. I said this last episode, I said the Knicks got all the tools for me to root for them, except from being from New York. They got a black coach. They got a bald-headed coach. They got 2 stars from New Jersey. Their superstar is left-handed and a short king, and I'm still not rooting for the Knicks. I think the thing is, for me, just the mere thought of what my friends are gonna act like and what the city of New York is gonna look like if they win. Have y'all seen, I was about to say I Am Legend. Have y'all seen Independence Day? Any Will Smith movie where the world is at risk? That's what New York City gonna look like if they win. But I'm rooting. The one thing that I'm rooting for is, you know me, I'm an optimist. YGB, you gotta believe. And if the Knicks can get to the finals and, crazy enough, win the finals, that allows me to keep hope for the Sixers, and in football, the Washington Commanders. Because for a team that have been so oppressed, so downtrodden for so long, like the Knicks have, that means anything's possible. Anything is possible! So, Knicks fans, good luck. Shout out my boy Nas, a.k.a. Martin Luther King. Shout out Walt. Shout out my boy Kojo. Kojo, I know I done brought it up twice already, but I saw the video of you singing that Young Miami. I saw the clip of you in the club talking about some 50s, 100 cash, spinach. I saw the clip. I'm letting everybody know, brother. You're acting crazy. 20s, 50s, 100s, cash. I actually found out today, if y'all look at my Instagram story, I found out that is actually an interpolation of the song from Madden. Damn, what's the name of that song? Now I gotta search myself. Ain't this a B? Use a mother REBEL dystopian. Absolutely, brother. That's exactly what it's going to be. I gotta find out what the name of that song was, bro. Oh, MGMT, Management's Electric Feel. And turn that into 20s, 50s, 100 cash. That's craziness. But that's what 50 Cent has said before. You know, but most of the music that we listen to is really just a kind of a remix or a remake of in some form or fashion, whether it's a direct sample or using the melody, because those melodies live in our heads and allow us to connect to the music. So, that's always important. But moving on, y'all. Moving on. We had a great episode last week. Last week we saw my Memorial Day weekend. We talked about Ceddy's recipes. What had happened? And we did a version of When I Send You This, which was the James Harden remix. If I send you a pic of James Harden, you still gotta pay me. But tonight we move on. All right. Now tonight we're gonna kick off. Do what we normally do. We gotta get into the bald-headed logic. All right. So the bald-headed logic tonight. Y'all take notes. Smooth it out when we get ready to do the bald-headed logic. But tonight's bald-headed logic is, when things get rough, remember to shoulder lean. When things get rough, remember to shoulder lean. Okay? Now, me being a millennial, one of my favorite songs from the 2000s was Shoulder Lean by Young Dro featuring T.I. Let me see you bounce right to left and let your shoulder lean. But we didn't know that this song was actually a song of affirmation. Get it right. Two-step and let your shoulder lean. Life is going to hit you sometimes, man, more than you can imagine, more than you can expect, more than you can prepare for. And sometimes it's going to be really, really important to be able to let things slide. Let it roll off your shoulder. And sometimes you got to do a full lean, baby. When life gives you lemons, sometimes you got to make, I'm about to say sometimes you got to make lean. Don't make lean. Sometimes you got to make lemonade. But Young Dro was giving us affirmations. He wanted you to look in the mirror and go, Dro, I'm clean in this bit. Now I'm finna shoulder lean in this bit. Me saying that right now got me, life gonna be all right. Because I'm clean in this. And now I'm finna shoulder lean in this. And that's real. You gotta aspire. You know what I mean? You gotta, one day I'm gonna have that fly suicide doors brown rover little like pork and beans. keep you motivated. And even when the world all, when the world is on you like that, sometimes you gotta take a breath. The opposite of primitive miss. I take a breath. The opposite of primitive miss. Yeah, that's real. He said it's gonna be. Coach K said this is gonna be stuck in my head for a week. Make it 2. Cause when I pull up, I'm gonna say, "Yo, let me see you bounce right to left and shoulder lean." Cause it's gonna get you through your day. Shout out Young Dro. I take breath. The opposite of primitive miss. I can shoulder lean. I don't know how to dance though. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Young Dro. Got me motivated. Cause I work tomorrow, and the brother was, I don't. Let me stop. What? Kevin Hart said when people do this, they lying. But that's the bald-headed logic for the day. All right? When things get rough, y'all remember, shoulder lean. Now, I want to get into sharing some new music. We back on our hip-hop vibes. I want to share 2 projects with y'all. The projects come from Shout Out. And if I mentioned this already, act like I didn't. Shout out to my homie Tavar. Tavar, we gotta catch up, man, because we both are interested, have a vested interest in delivering quality hip hop music, quality rap. People just get in there and rap, but they talking real. But shout out to Tavar and 195 Oak, the label. 195 Oak, that's the name of the Instagram, is 195 Oak, the label. 195 Oak, but home of Reason, as well as Deontay Hitchcock, both of whom delivered some really, really great projects for y'all to tap into. Now, this project from Deontay Hitchcock, Junkie in the Sun, has been critically acclaimed in the independent music community and beyond. Hearing very, really great things about that. And shout out to Deontay Hitchcock. But I actually was listening to this project from Reason. Now, Reason, shout out to my girl Chrissy. LA, the LA Bay. But she has put me onto the project. He's kind of in a similar way to my boy Cheek the Prophet. I think they've actually met before. But his new project, Moving Towards Love, is actually moved towards like Pink. I think that's what it is, the Pink album. But it's a dope album about the various subjects of love, both good and bad, or both good and challenging. And it was a vibe. Now it's crazy because I don't know if it's 3 albums in one or 4 albums. You know what I mean? It's a lot of it's number of records on there. It's like 3 or 4 EPs in one. But some of the songs that I remember was FUTV, which is F Up the Vibes. Doing Too Much, that was a good one. He got a record. It's like I always forget what that's called. It's not a collaborative record, but it's like an anthem, you would say. A crew record. But it's tired of effing these hoes. Now, I know the name sounds crazy, but the actual concept of it is just the arduous task, the burden, if you will, of not having something solid or cooperating or interacting with women who are not interested in being solid. And the vibe, it's actually a dope song. So but he has some good records on. Like I said, some really good records on there. I think If This Ain't Love is another good record on there as well. So definitely check out both Reason new project as well as the Junkie in the Sun from Deontay Hitchcock. So shout out to the guys. And shout out my boy who's helping facilitate this, and Tavar. Now, let's quickly get back into When I Sent You This. We had a quality When I Sent You This last week. I thought that James Harden one was good, in my personal opinion. But for those who are new, When I Sent You This. When I Sent You This is when we highlight or name a celebrity that if I send a picture of this celebrity to the group chat, the player group chat, or to a baddie of interest, it has a unique meaning. So tonight's When I Sent You This is one of my favorite comedians of all time, Chris Tucker. Now, players, if I send a picture of Chris Tucker in the group chat, it's quite simple. It means money talks. Money talks, man. You doing all this chitty chatter. Hey, we should do this. We got to plan this. We going to go do it. Brother, money talks. Money talks. Now, if I send a picture of Chris Tucker to the baddie, that could actually mean a number of things. If my freaky's up, if I got my freaky turned up, that means, hey, time for some mushu. Might be time for some mushu. Some Juntao. Some Juntao. But by normal standards, that means something simple. That means you done messed up, and I'm through with you. And don't ever come by here. Okay? Don't ever. Drewski? That's my thing. That's how I'm saying. Tonight I'm having fun and negativity can't stop it. Shorty fine as fuck, she 5'3", whatever she selling, I'm buying done. Caught a couple times eyeing, watching me and my niggas vibing. Now, we're gonna keep this thing going. We're moving at a good pace, you know. But I wanted to bring up a segment we haven't really gotten into recently, but that's the What Are You Talking About segment. What are you talking about when we highlight something that we've seen on social media that caught our attention and caught our interest, and for the sake of the various diverse membership that we have, you know, we try to find something that actually can connect to everybody. But I saw a clip this week, and shout out the New York baddie, Najee Rain. But, you know, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing it right. I believe that's how you pronounce it. But shout out the baddie Najee Rain, and the owner of and host of the Rain Report. And the Rain Report, if you haven't seen it, but you probably have seen a clip of it, is popular and circulating. But it's this young lady, Najee Rain, kind of just discussing a multitude of topics in the New York subway. That's where the majority of it is. She's ventured out, but so the clip that was circulating that really caught my attention this week was interesting. She always starts off her segments by saying, "Oh, and another thing." She bad too, but that's not the point right now. But she says, and another thing. She said, getting a girl's number is not a flex. Getting a girl's number does not mean that she likes you. You'll see if a girl likes you depending on, you know, what comes next. She said a lot of girls are now giving out the number just to make sure that they don't, you know, get that mink, which is crazy. That's insane. That has to be a thought process, but you know, we women, these are things that women have to think about, you know, in some form of capacity, you know, because you know we can't. One thing I like to be is I like to be self-aware. I like to understand that while though I'm not like that, while the men that I grew up with, the men that I know, and the men that I surround myself with are not in that space, There are men like that. Can't deny that. So I always try to urge women to be aware of their surroundings, but not be immersed in the fact that everybody's like that, but just to protect yourself. So I understand where she's coming from. But this is something that women do to make sure that they are able to leave or get, you know what I mean? So giving somebody the number now apparently does not mean anything. And we should not celebrate this. This is not a big shit. Now, I have to offer some slight pushback, only from the space of, damn, we as black men, we don't got much to celebrate as it is. Don't take away getting the digits. Getting the digits was a victory. Getting the digits was a victory. And I still will acknowledge it as such. It's not the war. You may have won the battle, but you did not win the war when you get the digits. You still got work to do. Absolutely. And you still got to continue to develop the relationship. But, man, as a youth, telling your boys, or you with your boys and they see you and you come back and you got the digits, that was a proud moment. Especially if she bad, man. Especially if shorty bad. Cause we, again, from where I'm from what I understand, shorties wasn't really concerned as much with the fear. I'm from Jersey. Shorties will tell you quick, fast, and in a hurry. They do not fuck with you. So if you got the digits, hip, hip, hooray. Word to Naughty by Nature. It gave us hope like Barack. Don't take away my hope, boo. Now again, I'm an adult. I clearly understand that you have a lot of legwork to do after you get the digits. I have been in multiple circumstances in both the win and the loss, in which, hey, I got the digits and nothing fruitful came from that. Had a couple conversations. Shorty might have still been messing with her man, or you find out she had a baby. That's what I'm saying. It goes both sides. The getting the digits is just the introduction. That's like getting the interview. But I'm happy if I ain't got no job and I get an interview. Ain't that something to celebrate? No, I ain't get a job yet. Can't trip. But damn it, we got motion. This is when you got to get racial. As a black man in America, don't take my joy. You already can't have no soft alcoholic drinks. You can't have no umbrellas. So damn it, I gotta at least celebrate getting the digits. Come on now. And then also consider this. Damn it. How do I continue the black boy joy? I don't want to be out here being nasty talking about I got the draws. I'm not a kiss and tell type of brother. I can at least let them know, hey, I did get the digits though. But fellas, baddies, what do you think? Is this cap? Is this real? Baddies, if you give out are you giving out the digits to somebody that you don't like, or you not at least interested in? And I'm gonna put this out there. I could definitely see this being a New York thing. Faux show. Baddies, do you give out the number to people that you're not interested in? Oh, Lorenzo, what's good? What's good? What's good? Players, have you ever experienced where you got the digits and there was no merit behind it. To me, as I said, like, I at least got the conversation. I at least got the conversation after I got the digits, and then pretty much any circumstance that I got. Usually got a date out of that. Now, like you said, new generation. This ain't the Pepsi generation, like Michael said. Now somebody give you digits. First of all, you're lucky if you get the digits. Some they just want to give you the Instagram, which is crazy. I don't want to be in the DMs. Any true player knows it's my job to get as far. It's just like being a music artist. I got to get you off the platform. I'm trying to get you IRL. I'm trying to get us in person or build an immediate connection. I don't need that DMs. DMs is a dark place. You be in there sending smiley faces, heart emojis, along with 75 other fools. Thinking, yeah, I did it now. I said something, baby. I don't know why I just did that move like that. But y'all let me know. I'd like to know. I want to know. We have to get to a place as men and women, especially black men and women, where we are a little bit more on accord with each other. Because as a man, if I'm talking to you and I have said enough, again, from my perspective, not a heathen, not a freak boy, not a creep. From me talking to you and having enough conversation, if I ask you for the phone number and you give that to me, and I wasn't saying, hey, we should do business. We should sit down and talk business. Because I'm not coming in that direction. Because that's how you play yourself. But if I address you straightforward and direct, like, yo, I fuck with you. I like to take you out. I like to go out with you sometime. You know, can I get your phone number? Don't give that to me and you ain't got nada. You bald headed and ugly. Don't do me like that. Like my boy said from the junior academy, don't do me like that. But hey, we ball. We keep moving. Now, in other news, in the sports world, we're going to cover two quick sports topics. I ain't got all day. But there's been a lot of discourse about the WNBA and Indiana Fever star, Caitlin Clark, and a recent spat between her and Indiana Fever coach Stephanie White after a poor showing, and during a timeout she was challenging her team, including directly Caitlin Clark, asking her, hey, play some defense, which resulted in Caitlin Clark reacting with a gesture and Stephanie White saying, get your ass out the game. And a lot of people on social media basically said this is a consistent response from Caitlin Clark. She is a habitual line stepper, if you will, with her attitude, and she needs to mature. Others, aka MAGA for life, the MWO, but Caitlin Clark's fan base came to her defense and basically saying Stephanie White is trash. Somehow, blame Angel Reese, and but not holding Caitlin Clark accountable. Most did see a couple, but me personally, I'm in the middle from a space where I don't like all the hyping up of the player. I like the player to earn it on merit. But Caitlin Clark does have some special moments, You know, I would consider Caitlin Clark very similar to like a Trae Young. Not a Steph Curry, not necessarily generational, but very exciting, all-star worthy, vision, but needs to learn how to play some defense and create value on the other side of the basketball, and also reduce them damn turnovers. But you consider the success that the Fever had in her absence last year. She got to get with it. Yes, she is a moneymaker, but after a while in any field, if you are not worth the headache, something gonna happen. So we shall see. We shall see. What do y'all think? Was the coach tripping? Was Caitlin Clark tripping? Is it racial? What is it? Y'all let me know. And maintaining the sports theme, what happened, I believe this was yesterday, the marriage is over in Philadelphia for the Eagles as disgruntled but very, very talented star A.J. Brown, wide receiver, all-pro wide receiver, has been traded to the New England Patriots. And in his leaving, he has done an interview with that wonderful, I was about to say that sweet, sexy thing, the wonderful journalist, Maria Taylor, in which he had made some comments about how excited he is to be going to the Patriots, how I've always loved the Patriots. He acting like Martin, or, you know what I mean? You have always been the hit man. He acting like that. You know what I mean? He has so much praise for the New England Patriots. How he's always been a fan. You know, oh yeah, you know, I did what I needed to do for the Eagles, but the Patriots has always been my thing. I'm like, damn, brother. So you've been plotting this whole time? Now, I'm going to keep it real as shout out my boy Dom Curry from former NFL wide receiver, but also graduate of Cheney University. See you. But he said, hey, if I was in the league and the Eagles signed me, I'm going to keep it real too. I'm going to my favorite team. I'm going home. It's just, as we have seen with Jaylen Brown in the NBA, and just, you know, the controversy with everybody having a microphone and having accessibility, they be like, damn, man, everything don't need to be said. And that is not an admission to silence anybody. It's just a matter of real life. If your wife was looking crazy or her cooking was hot garbage, you could say, oh, baby, you know, I would have liked you to put some little more seasoning in here. You know, I would have loved you to put a little bit of Himalayan sea salt in it, a little bit of garlic powder. Versus, yo, every time I try your cooking, my mama, I love my mama's cooking. You're doing too much. That did not need to be said. And we can critique that. You putting fuel on the fire. Stop it. Now, A.J. Brown is hella talented. It was both a gift and a curse of his talent. They were able to reach the mountaintop with the brother that dresses like he's from New Jack City, Jalen Hurts. They went to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl. They went to 2 Super Bowls. So they have had a successful regime. But last year, there was a little bit of underperforming. And A.J. Brown was very clear in his stance. Now, me, I don't like to get into the messy stuff. Of course, there's rumors as to what beyond the field caused this. But that ain't our business. Mind your MFing business. This ain't tea. We drink lemonade, fruit punch, sparkling water. You know I like my sparkling water. We don't do that. All that tea, that ain't for we men. But what we saw on the field, there was clear frustration, and the trade had to be made. But as I always say, don't put all that extra sazon. Shout out all my Latin family. You ain't gotta put all that sazon, all that Goya, adobo. You ain't gotta put all that on there. You doing too much. Just, hey man, it was great. It was we were successful. Things didn't work out the way I wanted to. We move on. Imagine you was in a relationship, y'all break up. Now y'all was together all that time. And then when y'all break up, well, this is where this is where I always wanted to be. Ain't this a B? I'm flipping all the tables. Gots to flip all the tables, cause you doing too much. And you start airing out family business. For who? For what? Cut it out. But I am excited to see what will happen. Do the New England Patriots play the Eagles this year? I would like to know that. I want to know. Let's look at the schedule. They play in the preseason. That's all we're going to get is preseason. But AJ, be successful. Glad you didn't stay in the division, because AJ Brown, boy, he used to kill my Commanders. Absurd. Now, I want to close up shop, wrap up the show. Usually I bring on some questions, but time sensitive tonight. Gotta take care of my boy Beans, and gotta be prepared for a long day tomorrow. But tonight's recipe. Well, first let me introduce the segment. We'll close the show tonight with Ceddy's Recipes. Ceddy Recipe, one of my favorite segments, but where we highlight a custom or tradition of yesteryear. And yes, in the past we have used some great ones, including not splitting the pole, spades, late night drives, playlists, family reunions, and many more. But tonight's recipe is one that caught my interest from scouring the internet, and it spoke to a easier time. But tonight's Ceddy's recipe is the Jet Beauty of the Week. Man, shout out to all the homies, first of all, who can read, but used to receive the publication Jet Magazine, a staple in the black community. But more specifically, in the Jet Magazine, if you turn the pages, Jet Magazine always had a couple of constant articles. It gave you the Billboard charts, top, songs, top R&B songs, top hip hop. But in the middle was the Jet Beauty of the Week. Way before IG Baddies, way before OnlyFans, in the world of freakdom, we had a classy highlighting of beautiful, primarily natural black women. Used to be classy, now it's just assy. But you would get a beautiful woman. I don't know why they was always from Prince George's County. They would be from Maryland damn near all the time. Virginia. You know what I mean? But it would highlight just a normal civilian woman who was beautiful. They usually, they give you a swimsuit. Swimsuit wasn't super freaky though, and tell you about some of their interests. Michelle, it'd be like Tisha Coleman from Brandywine, Maryland, is a nurse who enjoys hiking, R&B music. Let me drink some water. I'm tripping. They might give you the measurements. 36, 24, 36. She's a winning hand. But yo, Jet Beauty of the Week was crazy, and I saw a post about somebody bringing it. Man, y'all missed this generation, this era. But yo, it was so dope. Cause like I said, it was classy. It wasn't even enough for you to really. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. Let me stop tripping. But it wasn't even enough, because everybody a freak boy now. It wasn't even enough for you to be like, oh man, bust out the lotion. You know what I mean? It wasn't on the level of Maxim or even further Playboy. It wasn't like that. It was just like it was a classy highlight of a woman. You be like, damn, she bad, she tough, and you kept it moving. You might take one more glance, but it was just a classy highlight of the wonderful black women that were all around the world. And it wasn't a space where everybody was trying to do this on a consistent basis and leverage it to try to start being, you know what I mean, this desire of everyone's eye, or trying to leverage it to make, turn into anything deviant. It was just, she's a beautiful woman. She's the beauty of the week. It was cool, man. Like I said, I was much younger, but that's how it was. Excuse me, y'all. Forgive me. Damn phone died. Ain't this a beat? But Ryder, what's good? Shout out all the YouTube followers. Forgive me, y'all. I'm so immersed with the Instagram. I'm forgetting. I'm like, yeah, y'all. YouTube's still rolling. But for all my YouTube fans, all my YouTube viewers, appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe too. Appreciate all the views. But yes, back in the day, we used to have that segment, the Jet Beauty of the Week. If you get a chance, especially if you want to learn about the culture, just look up Google Jet Magazine. Used to be a great publication full of black culture, high profiles, our celebrities, our heroes, and the movers and shakers. And that would include the Jet Beauty of the Week. So I definitely want to take this time to thank y'all for pulling up on me. As always, I love the fact that y'all come through and view and watch. I will need y'all to continue to subscribe, to share, to comment, to love the show, because your support helps me to take it to the next level. So keep tapping in, but we will be back next week for show. All right, we here every Tuesday, unless I have to be at the firehouse. Oh, my boy Jack. Oh, what's good, Jax? Jack said, what do you think of the return of OBJ? So I was talking with I will answer this question. So I was talking with my music artist Johnny Quest the Rebel. Shout out Johnny Quest the Rebel. But we think this is more of a marketing move more than anything. Recently, you haven't had a lot of production from Odell Beckham Jr. and there were a lot of other receivers on the market that were productive as recently as last year, including like an example would be like Stephon Diggs. But given his connection to New York, given to the nostalgia that's currently going on in NYC, even though they play in Jersey, but with the success of the Knicks right now and several other teams, it's like, hey man, let's continue to bring home this field. But more importantly, after the controversy, if you will, of Jackson Dart, introducing President Trump, and the response from Abdul Carter, it's like, yo, we need some positive news in surrounding the team. Let's sign OBJ. It'll be a cheap signing, and people will be happy about it. I don't think, like I said, could be wrong. He might have some stuff left in the tank. We shall see. And for my sake, as a Commanders fan, chill, my boy, chill. So I do feel like when Neighbors gets back, and y'all still got Wan'Dale Robinson, and just a whole off season developing Jackson Dart, those guys are going to be more the focus than necessarily OBJ. But OBJ could be a veteran presence that helps to develop Neighbors. You know what I mean? So that could be a good situation. We shall see. You know what I mean? Both Neighbors, OBJ, both from. Oh, y'all lost Wandeezy? Dang. Let's see the New York Giants receiving core. Okay, picked up Darnell Mooney. Slayton is back. I did see that they signed Juju Smith as well. I think Juju Smith is another veteran. You know what I mean? Coming back from, recent stints with your boy out there in Kansas City. You know what I mean? So definitely trying to build a veteran presence out there. But I don't personally see OBJ being at the top of that depth chart. I think Neighbors and Mooney with Juju as a slide, OBJ get on there when you need some trips or need an extensive wide receiver package. But it's going to be good, to help. Like I said, OBJ reaching the top of the mountain and being a superstar receiver, he definitely helps out with Neighbors. You know what I mean? And continuing to develop Neighbors. So I think that's what the direction that they're trying to go in. But we shall see, man. It's going to be really interesting in the East, man. Giants did get better. Cowboys are still corny. The Eagles, we got to see what that first round pick does with Lemon, and does their offense improve? And we getting our boy back. We getting JD5. I seen Abdul Carter talking about some JD6. Ball, stop it. There's only one JD, especially if we talking about football, because the other JD is Jermaine Dupri. But there's only one JD in the NFC East, and that's JD5, baby. That's Jaden Daniels. Acting crazy, giving this man a nickname, Dart. Dart. All right, but I digress. I hope the best for y'all, except for when y'all playing us, obviously, because I'm trying to get back to the conference championship. And we got a lot of work to do because that was a little bit of luck and also a great season from the quarterback. Yeah, y'all lost a lot, man. But so full transparency, my father's a Giants fan. And I be trying to mess with him, but he's if your team has been trash for a very long time, as has the Commanders, nothing bothers you, because you know you're trash. So it's hard to really roast him. You know what I mean? But what I can say is that y'all got the boy Thibodeau, who's hella talented. If y'all get healthy, y'all was shaking up. Y'all was causing some issues. So we got to see what they gonna do. Got to see. All right, but we'll discuss more as we get closer and closer to the season. Right now, any New York fans, y'all focus on Wemby. But appreciate y'all for pulling up on your boy. Thank y'all. Make sure you subscribe. If you missed any of the episode, make sure you pull up tomorrow. Watch the full stream. But I love y'all. All right? I love y'all. Till later, y'all know what we got to do.